Hey everybody, welcome back. Another version, another edition, another episode of the Triple Option. I am here. I'm your host Trey Rowland. I am with the two smartest guys in any room that they are in, Coach Adam Brown, Kevin Little. Guys, Florida State, for lack of a better word, curb stomped their competition to a grisly death. The Eagles were clipped. They did not land. It was ugly. They won by 30 points. The Florida State Seminoles are now 4-0. That's one away from a full Booker T 5-0. They're going to try to hopefully get that this weekend against Wake Forest, weather permitting. Guys, it was an absolute beatdown. Florida State was up 31-0 at half. They outgained Boston College 530 to 235. 350 yards to the air, 180 on the ground. Jordan Travis had 320 yards. Trey Benson, 80 yards on 10 carries, 2 touchdowns, and 1 electrifying kickoff return touchdown. The backups were in very, very early into the second half, and I have a bad memory from all of the alcohol I consumed in college and maybe my general lack of intellect, but I cannot remember the last time that Florida State did that against an ACC team. So I'm feeling like $1 trillion million. How are you guys feeling?
I've got a lot more energy tonight than I had Saturday night for the instant reaction. I just want to put that out there from my man Dupree, who was talking all kinds of shit. So, Dupree,
as a kid-friendly podcast,
I'm fired up now for your ass, okay?
Don't ever question the big man's energy level. Guys, 2 kids, a midnight showing, and the man is a farmer. He's literally feeding your families, and you dare to question his energy level at 12 o'clock midnight? Adam, the disrespect is just rampant, and I apologize. But you are on one tonight, my friend. I'm glad you're feeling good.
Oh, yeah. Ready to roll. It's exciting. I've rewatched this game a couple times. Well, the condensed version anyway. I'm not watching the whole snap. I'm not watching all of that game again because there's not a lot to glean from it. But I'm pretty excited to sit down and watch it with you boys tonight because we didn't get a chance to talk a whole lot during the game. Trey a lot of people have been missing in ditches lately. I fear that Trey was missing in a ditch somewhere with his family Saturday night, but alas, he has returned.
He's back.
I have. Yes, I cannot be killed by mortal weapons. I am Keith Richards. Absolutely. It was fantastic. I'm interested to hear because I have not. I watched the game in a whiskey haze with my dad and my brother who came up to visit me. So I'll talk. I can't wait to rewatch it with you two learned gentlemen to see exactly what and the how that got to the result. But I will say the one thing that really stood out to me was the aggressive nature of Florida State's defense. That's what really stood out to me. It looked like a totally different unit from the Louisville game. And a lot of that was obviously they were playing a much worse offensive line, but I thought Adam Fuller called a way more aggressive game. So I can't wait to see, if the film is going to either, substantiate or if it's going to point me in a different direction. Kev, what really jumped out at you after the first time watching this?
Yeah, so I think there was a lot of positives. I think our skill players are better than anybody imagined them to be.
Yeah.
Jordan Travis looks like a top 10 quarterback. You have a wide receiver room that is looking like the best in the ACC so far this season. You've got a running back room that's every bit as good as everybody imagined it being. Trey Benson is either the best running back in the room or he's had some rocky plays, but it looks like he's showing out more and more every week. I'll agree with you. I think Fuller called a more aggressive game, which is interesting because he kind of bucked the trend of blitzing a team with a bad offensive line and immobile quarterback versus not blitzing, Louisville and LSU. And so maybe they're just kind of working that more into the repertoire as the season goes forward. So I think what I want to look for is offensive line. I think I was a little worried that Florida State wasn't able to get those push plays, those that 4th and 1 and other plays where you just kind of need to win at the line of scrimmage, and it didn't feel like they did. It's pretty telling when you don't get a 4th down conversion and they were able to get one on you. So I want to go back and see kind of reevaluate that with a finer tooth comb to see, how did they do, and is this a red flag going forward to tougher opponents, or is this just something where my eyes were deceiving me in the real life game?
That's a good point, Kevin. And I think it's fair to say that although Boston College's offense is a poor unit, bolstered by one really good player in Zay Flowers and one pretty good quarterback in Phil Jerkovic. I'd say that Boston College's defense, while not elite, they're a well-coached unit. I thought they had good secondary play, so I still think to put that many points on them is definitely – I think it's something that Mike Norvell and Alex Atkins, all those guys should be commended. But I think you got a keen eye, man. I think we should watch for the offensive line because we're going to be playing some pretty tough, well-coached defensive lines coming up here. Adam, anything else that you're looking for on this particular rewatch? Either confirm, positive, negative. Like, what are you really going to be looking for on this rewatch?
The run games where it's going to start for me. I heard Brendan and Zach and Chris on the latest On the Bench podcast. They kind of
poo-pooed you, bro. They
Sinoned
you.
Yeah, and then they disagree with my thoughts that the run game's a bit of a concern. So anxious to look at that again and see. I thought it was feast or famine on Saturday night, and I'm curious to see if that if I take away some of the same things watching this condensed version. Then I want to watch the secondary. First watch, I thought they played a little bit better than what they have been. Thought they communicated some things better on the back end. For what we can see, I'm just curious to see if that holds true or not. I'm anxious to pick Kev's brain a little bit and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I want to see if that aggressive game that Adam Fuller called, is that going to be the exception to the first couple of games, or is that going to be the rule moving forward when you start playing some less mobile quarterbacks? I say roll the film.
Let's go.
That was good, dude. I hit the finger gun from the side like I was Chris Collinsworth sliding in. Roll the film. And we know what happens here. Maybe some special teams breakdown, a little telestration.
Beautiful. And this was, they blocked this pretty well, but he runs through a bunch of arm tackles. He's a physical monster.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than
Benson.
Yeah, this is just Trey Benson being Trey Benson.
There's a good block.
This really makes you question why
Wyatt Rector blocks a couple guys.
At the beginning of the year, I thought it was Sam McCall and Micah Pittman back there. So it seemed like they moved to Trey Benson. I might be misremembering that.
No, you're right. It's been McCall. It's been McCall and Pittman back there, and now it's Pittman and Benson.
It looks like Benson took ownership.
McCall's a good athlete. I think they're trying to find something for him, give him an opportunity to get his feet wet.
That's fair enough.
Give him chances in the game. I don't have any problems with that, and I'm okay with them making the move now if they feel like that's the right move. I wouldn't fire McCall completely though. I think you want to keep trying to build his confidence and get him more opportunities as they come.
Yeah, I think Benson, to me, it made sense to have Benson and Span as more pure kick returners, and maybe have Sam McCall learning under Pittman as more of a punt returner. Kind of more that shifty type that can get those yards in like more congestion where you want more of a sprinter and kick return game. But
Jesus, look at that run. That's a
couldn't ask for a better start,
dude.
Right?
Yeah, dude, the place came unglued. Look at Mike with the little hoodie shirt going crazy.
I think Mike's worn that outfit every game.
Well, he should never take it off. I want him smelling like a homeless person under the bridge because he never needs to change that outfit. It's good, dude. Trey Benson's getting a lot more confident, and you can definitely see.
All right, let's take a look at this little defense here. It was nice to see Amarion Cooper back. He looked healthy.
Yeah, this is Cooper.
He moved kind of how we expected him to move at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he looks a little bit smoother. They're playing cover 4 here. So,
immediately you see the defensive line playing a different game than what we saw last week. Last week they were very passive, trying to contain. This week they're up the field. They're trying to get after Jerkovic, make his life miserable.
Yeah, it kind of skipped over the first snap where they brought a little pressure, but
safety blitz on the first play.
Yeah, so we'll watch for that as the kind of half goes on, and you can kind of see how the defense played Boston College. I think that's going to end up cutting off a lot of that.
More of an errant throw than good defense here, or what do you guys think? I mean, he was in good position even if the play was completed, but
yeah, I mean, he has a chance to stop on the first down marker. But
Jerkovic was terrible. I mean, he was god awful in the game, and I've been one to kind of heap praise on him, but man, he was awful in the first half of this game. His feet were terrible. He was all over the place. He missed a lot of throws.
Yeah, and they sped up his clock, though. They sped up his clock, right?
Yeah, I didn't think that the throws were going to go for a lot of yards. It was a lot of stuff like that, but I thought he was pretty bad.
thought Boston College did a great job of doing. So this is called a sim pressure. It's really popular in the college football game right now, where you're just showing blitz. You're forcing the defense or the offensive line to adjust to that, and then you'll drop off in coverage. So you kind of are looking to get the best of both worlds by forcing the offensive line to adjust and then only bringing a certain amount and hoping to spring one of them free. They still bring 5 there, but
they brought a lot.
And they overload a gap, so they end up busting a protection inside here with Maurice.
Well, it looks like
Maurice should be on the backer, and he should pass the nose off to Emmanuel, but Maurice stays on the nose.
Yeah, it looks
in the back, lets the backer come free. But again, it's part of what they showed, and then they backed the one kid out. That's over Emmanuel. Well, they just confused them a little bit.
That's almost tough situation too for the offense.
Part of me feels like that's almost on JT. Like you got to get rid of this ball soon. They're overload blitzing you. You have 6 men in protection, and they're potentially bringing 7. You need to get rid of this ball. But they did a good job of backing out in coverage. So. Fourth and 9. How do you feel about?
I thought Jordan was a little fired up to start the game. Brendan and those guys were talking about it.
That's a big boy throw.
Yeah,
it is.
Nice. Jordan's feet weren't very settled though early in the game. I didn't think.
Yeah, fourth and 9 too. Though I mean, Norvell knows what we've got in the kicking unit. Unfortunately, so we're going to be seeing a lot of these type of plays.
So BC blows his coverage.
Yeah,
they get real mixed up down here for some reason. The corner, I can't tell if that's a corner safety, if they've swapped out there. And he goes to the sideline, and then
you have 2 guys kind of coming out.
Yeah,
and looks like they're both initially taking the running back, and no one's taking this. Everywhere else, it looks like man coverage, so I think he just missed his assignment.
Mm-hmm. Was some of that confusion, you guys think, due to the formation that they ran, or was it just a misplay by BC?
I mean, it shouldn't be too confusing. One of them's got number 1, one of them's got number 2. If they're man coverage, I mean, even if they're in zone, you got this area and you got that area. I think they just blew it.
Yeah, I think that's just proof to Florida State fans that even someone like Halfley, who's a renowned defensive coordinator, can have. You have the occasional bust with 18 to 22-year-old kids not knowing where they're supposed to be on every snap.
That's a good point.
Right, let's go back there. Let's go back and look at that run play. You talked about wanting to watch run game.
Oh, look at Adam. Yeah, don't you skip past my running touchdowns.
Right. Oops.
I like seeing goal line runs.
First and goal, they're going to run here, so you're going to be getting the run stuff look from BC.
So they're running an outside zone on the goal line. It's pretty clean outside of Jazz.
Yeah, there's a lot of push in the interior of that offensive line, right, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
And Jazz kind of gets like a stalemate to a little bit of a loss, but
keep taking that kid to the sideline. I don't know. He just kind of stops his feet.
Yeah, you got to wash him outside, but the middle of the line definitely did their job.
But his feet stop. Watch everybody else's feet. They keep moving. His just kind of pitter-pat in place, and I don't know. His highs are high and his lows are god-awful.
Yeah, well, luckily the beef on the inside did the job, right? I'd say that's a good rep from the O-line, right, boys?
Emmanuel's playing really well for him, I think.
Yes. I'd agree. I think Jazz has a weird set of skills where I think he's pretty darn good against bull rushers. I think he's got a good anchor, but his feet are just slow.
There's no reason for his feet to stop there. He's got to have a heavy inside hand, just drive that kid to the sideline.
I think he gets kind of knocked off balance and he's just kind of recovering.
1st and 10.
Some of that 5-2 stuff they've been showing.
Yeah. So 5 down linemen.
It's 12 personnel. They like to bring Lundy in. Well, is that an over or is that an under? I don't even remember anymore.
It depends on where you consider the strength here.
Well, it's got to be the tight end down here since you're right, but
There's a wing and a tight end. So
did they have Cooper shadow Flowers all night? You'd see him run, or is that just on this play because they're playing man, or was that something that happened all night? Okay, because he was covering him on the other play too, the interception.
So Briggs does a nice job. I thought Briggs played better this week than we've seen from him.
Yeah, so they're running counter. Briggs' job here is to dive in here and blow up those linemen to give time for the linebackers to scrape here.
He spills it.
It seems like Coop just kind of gets walled off.
Yeah, he gets
here.
washed, creates an extra gap.
You can watch Coop here. Comes off strong, but then he just kind of, gets beat inside.
And then Dent's got to make that tackle. I didn't think he tackled well early.
It's kind of a weird rep.
Yeah, but that's what I was talking about. I think on the lines, the score can be a little bit deceiving. I thought the line play was not good just off the first watch. So it's kind of what we're looking for here. This is a good pressure.
Nice, yeah.
I mean, when you get Jared Verse back, having this on the other side of Jared Verse is just.
Well, they got to feel a little more. They got to feel a little bit better about Pat Payton too, because he's.
Oh my God, he's so athletic. Well. He's so good at. He's so good at dodging contact and just.
I mean, there's one there. He's got his arm. If Jerkovich got to hold the ball a second longer, this is going to be a strip sack.
Yeah, right here.
No, he's got a great first step, and the way that he's able to kind of maneuver around it under the block. Yeah. That kid's going to be a really good player. Maybe even by the end of this year. I thought he had a pretty solid game. He's not a complete defensive end yet, but he's scary in a pass rush situation.
And he looked pretty decent against Louisville too.
Yep.
I think this could be a little bit of fool's gold when you're looking at defensive ends against Boston College, but you expect the interior defensive line to dominate, and we'll keep our eye on that.
Well, I mean, you're missing your best player.
I know, but I mean, this is one of the worst offensive lines in the country. So
yeah, it's not like they gave him anything, though. I mean, they didn't.
Well, that's why we're watching it, right?
Yeah, I just mean like it's not like Boston College went out and ran for 180 yards on them.
No, I feel you. What did you guys see there? It was all Jordan Travis, Darian Williamson. I thought.
Well, I think he felt pressure that wasn't there at first, and then he's just holding the ball a long time. And this kid kind of gets around Jazz, and then he just does a nice job.
Yeah,
nice by Williamson.
How'd you feel about the pocket?
I thought it was fine. I just see he's holding the ball really long. I mean,
yeah, I agree.
I thought the pocket was really good, actually.
Every other game this season, and even later in this game, he just steps up and makes that throw. But man, Williamson looks smooth. I hope he's healthy. I hope he's healthy, man. He looked real smooth.
It's a good look at it. Like, I mean, I think he's clean there.
Yeah.
Again, that's a long time.
Yeah, I agree, Trey. Williamson looked good. If he's healthy, this wide receiver room is showing kind of how deep they are, and they're surprising me. I mean, I'll go ahead and eat crow about this wide receiver room. I thought you had something with Johnny Wilson, but other than that, I was kind of skeptical. But I think what's happening is he's taking a lot of attention away from these other guys who are now able to shine.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good point. And like I said, I think every game this season has been a different leading receiver, and it's been almost every name in the room, man. It's crazy. This was nice. God, when
I like this addition to the game plan.
Yeah. So what Boston College was doing mostly was keeping one safety deep and playing just man across the board. They've got a decent secondary, and they were just loading the box and saying, well, you're not going to be able to run the football. And for the most part, Florida State, outside of a few broken runs, wasn't able to move the ball consistently on the ground. And we kind of talked about in the instant reaction when there's 7 people in this box, all with their eyes on the backfield, that makes it a lot harder to run the football. So instead of trying to beat them deep, you basically just kind of run a rub and force this guy to come over the top and make this tackle in space. Or do they block? Do they block the guys in front of them?
Yeah, they just block because it's behind the line of scrimmage.
That was my bad.
Whoa.
Got to go back to where we were.
There it is. Nope.
Yes. Yep. That's play to Wilson.
There we go. Yeah, they just block it up in front of them. He just comes straight down the line of scrimmage. It's well executed. They obviously saw something that they didn't feel like BC was going to be attacking with their secondary.
No, and the conversion from Micah Pittman from wide receiver to running back as soon as he catches it, man. He punishes guys. Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I guess with the running game too, I guess it's just like you said, it wasn't super consistent. They still had 250 on the ground and they broke some chunk runs. So I mean, and that was without running Jordan Travis at all. There was a couple of looks like zone reads where he decided to give where he could have kept. Yeah, that's a nice throw.
Yeah, so Boston College finally drops back into a too high look. Looks like pure cover 2 here, country cover 2 with these guys just doing basic zone drops. Against cover 2, this space is wide open. I think there were a couple of these posts were against cover 2. I think Jordan Travis was recognizing this pre-snap and hitting that little gap. That's just nice to see. That's preparation. That's pre-snap knowledge by Jordan Travis.
God, just confidence, man. Cam McDonald's really shown himself to be good for about 2 or 3 really nice catches a game.
Yeah, it's surprising too because Jordan's kind of looking right at it. That backer, I guess at that point when he widens, you can get it over him.
Yeah, because so what Boston College is kind of doing here is they're technically running more of a Tampa 2, where this guy's kind of dropping into that deep middle. But yeah, I think that's an interesting point. AB so he looks right at the linebacker to start with.
Yeah.
And for some reason, the linebacker turns this direction at first. So I wonder if that factored into this read. I guess I'd have to know what Pittman's doing. If Pittman's running up the seam, so JT might have been just reading this middle linebacker at this point.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. I mean,
might have been like, okay, he's turned this direction, so I'm going to hit over here.
Yeah, it's almost like they're running. It's not. I mean, it really is. It's like they're running 4 verticals there, and he's just throwing it off that backer.
This is exactly how you'd read 4 verticals. Yeah.
I mean, you would normally read it off of high safety, but he bends it up. He's running off that backer, dropping Tampa 2, dropping middle. Interesting.
There's some good push.
Yeah, a little jet counter.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Widen you with the jet and then hit the counter up underneath of it like that.
It's a huge hole.
Great angles.
Yeah, that looks great. That's exactly how
Gibbons, Washington running around, diving in the inside.
Yeah, picks up the backside backer scraping.
Yeah, that's solid. And do you guys think it was part of the game plan for Jordan not to keep the ball as much for this game? Or was there some misreads, or am I wrong and some of the reads weren't there? Not on this one. Obviously, he made the correct read. That's something I noticed throughout the game.
I don't think they wanted him running the football too much.
And he didn't have to. So that's
no.
They haven't really run him much this whole season.
I know, right? It's going to be interesting because there is going to be a time when they're going to do that, and that's just another. There's just another dynamic to this offense that hasn't even been scraped yet.
But also, teams don't want Jordan Travis to run, so you got to take that into account. Most quarterback runs are not designed quarterback runs necessarily; they're reads. So Jordan Travis is reading this guy. Boston College, knowing that Jordan Travis has a knee brace, still doesn't want him to be out in open space alone. So they're forcing the give here. Right?
Oh, no. I know on this one for sure. And he made the correct read. I just noticed there was a couple times. I don't know if it'll make the condensed where I thought he had some good pull reads that he just didn't take either. And those weren't typically reads that he missed last year. So that's why I was wondering, to Adam's point, if it was part of the game plan. On that one, he made the correct read and it was no issue. But, oh, God, speaking of issues.
This kid moves like an athlete.
Hayden Bethune?
Huh? No, Shaheem Brown.
Oh, up the middle?
Bethune, too. Bethune obviously looks really good.
Yeah, you got Bethune up top and Shaheem Brown.
Look at the ground that he covers. And then, that poor – I think Jerk is – he's getting beat up a lot this season, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a tough one for him. Especially since Boston College did have some decently lofty expectations for their season with him and Flowers returning.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Yeah, that's all. Who is that? Akeem Dent.
And then Peyton's in his face right from Jump Street.
So they're in man. They're rolling down Dent late to be man on this running back, and he's able to read this screen all the way on the other side of the field and get there. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, God, man, I love Peyton. I love the way the kid moves when he's rushing the quarterback. 3rd and 12, he knows that he's going to eat. And this is just a totally looking defense. Obviously, competition's different. But even the mindset, the mentality, the speed with which they're playing, I think that's really encouraging to see, even if it's against Boston College. It's so markedly different than Louisville.
Man, that's some bend right there.
Yeah, right? Look at that.
They talk about bend. Bend is something that you can't necessarily teach. This is an intangible that defensive ends may have that kind of makes them different. And that's nice. That, Trey.
Beautiful. That's good, man. It's just good defense. That was nice to see. It's still in the first quarter. It's 21-0. This is crazy, man. I thought
at this point Florida State kind of packed it in too, honestly. Especially offensive wise. I thought they kind of mailed it in. They went real simple. You stopped seeing motion. The game plan became very simple.
Wildcat.
Wild Ward.
Oh man, if this game was close, like if you had to come back to this, Boston College is not respecting this at all.
They're befuddled.
I mean, you have 2-on-3 here. All he has to do is throw the screen, and you have Jordan Travis with the whole field in front of him. Yeah, I think
it's in the playbook somewhere. He does a nice job setting this run up.
Yeah, he does.
He's so
get inside. Everybody steps up. Then he bounces it. Follows his blockers well.
I wish that kid just had elite top end speed because that lateral agility, he's so smooth running. Once again, Trayshawn Ward fan podcast. That's what the show's going to be. Look at that. Yeah, don't even touch me.
I mean, you have Dalvin Cook if you put a top end speed on this kid. That's what he turns into.
So there's one of the reps you guys were looking for. What happened there?
I watched this one the other day. I think that Biscuit blocks the wrong person. It makes more sense to me that he would block inside on that backer than out on that. I guess I don't know if he's a backer or nickel for them. I'm not sure what he is, but
yeah, that makes sense.
But 42 kind of stuffs this whole play.
Yeah, this is almost just a great play by this linebacker.
He blows up Preston Daniel and just kind of stops his play. Because if Daniel gets a movement on him, then you're through that seam. It may not be a huge game, but you're through the seam. But he kind of stops it in his tracks.
And I think that's that senior linebacker DePalma for Boston College. They had a lot of age. They had a lot of age in linebacker. Like I said, it's a well-coached unit. It's just not super athletic.
It's a solid defense.
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. Oh, you got that going at like 1.5. I like that.
Yeah, my mouse wasn't working for a second there. All right, what's going on here? Yeah, so this is just a product of Boston College. This is why, Jordan Travis can be an above-average passer and put up like just ungodly numbers because teams just do not want him to run this football. 8 men in the box here. You've got a heavy set. And Boston College just says you're not going to run on 2nd and 12. That means that you've got one-on-one coverage up here, and that's virtually impossible to cover.
Plenty of time in the pocket, great throw, nice route, tough catch. That is a very difficult Jordan Travis to defend on 2nd and 12, right, boys?
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking off this middle, so there's a deep safety over here. He's looking to this side of the field to try to hold him so he can keep him from kind of crashing down.
Throw the dig on the backside.
Yep. Yeah, that's Jordan Travis knowing what route's going to be open before the snap and using his eyes to.
And Darian Williamson being good enough to get open, something that was a problem last year.
That is very true.
Yeah, not just a yak guy, man. That's a tough route and catch.
Yeah.
Get healthy, brother.
All right. Heavy set.
Here's some pressure.
even dinged up, man. It's so stupid.
You don't care. That kid's an athlete.
Yeah.
This is why teams keep 7-8 men in the box against.
I thought he had a decent, you feel like you might have had enough time. This looked like it was going to turn to a coverage sack. Is that what it looks like to you guys?
There was a guy open.
That
was actually when I was watching this. I don't know if you can see it on the broadcast angle. You can't see it, but this crosser, I think it's Pokey. This guy actually gets behind these linebackers and it's pretty wide open. I just think that AT hesitates, and he can afford to hesitate because he can do this.
Oh, God. It's so disgusting. Oh, there's nothing even to analyze. It's just straight filth. Oh, I love that kid, man. I'm so glad he's having the year he's having. Just slide.
With a knee brace.
Yeah, just slide at the end. Okay, I'm good. I'm going down. All right, thanks. Bye.
All right, here's one. Outside zone.
Mo gets kind of smacked around there, right? Or does the kid run himself out of the play, Adam? Look at the center.
Yeah, he just gets it's okay. He's a hat on a hat.
Right.
It's outside zone. As long as you're pushing people sideways, it's fine.
And he does. He gets good
play. The dude that ends up making this play is the guy that's on that Emmanuel's blocking. He allows him to get back across his face.
Yeah, the big no-no. And he even kind of holds.
Well, I don't know. It's kind of weird because Emmanuel ends up overtaking him because the kid's not up the field. But then front side, the backer sets the edge and forces the ball inside. So it's just, I don't know. It's kind of one of those weird ones.
Yeah,
I mean, once you have him,
I think, Jesus, I think Jazz is wrong again.
Why do you think that? What should he be doing?
I think Jazz should be taking the kid that ends up getting blocked by Toafili. And for some reason, he stays on this double. Like they're running outside zone. He should be reaching on that kid, and he stays on the double with Emmanuel and
tries to go to the linebacker afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, he just looks lost.
Well, you see the kid showing pressure too. That's why I think you said that was an adjustment they made, Adam. They tried to declare with like the clap before the snap to try to have Boston College declare the pressure.
They did a pretty good job with the snap count for the most part. They were getting BC to declare their pressures and then making changes on the sideline. But
I think you're right here, AB. I mean, if he gets that guy, then you've got a lead blocker here.
I think Jazz screws this one up. I think. I don't know. I don't know exactly how they want to block it, but I'm gonna assume he's messed this one up.
Looked funky.
Yeah. Looks.
I think Emmanuel, you don't want him.
God. Well, every kick is living on the edge, man.
The field goal.
It's 3. Okay. Hopefully first to many. Cotton Fitzsimmons, the redemption tour.
We're doing the same kind of sim pressure, showing blitz, dropping out. And they run a little.
I remember that just being a really nice route.
Oh,
it looks like we miscommunicated the coverage here.
Okay. So there's a reason these bunch sets are popular. And it's mostly because there's a coach in LA that won a Super Bowl off of them. But you kind of have to have unique coverages for them. And usually what you do is you kind of have to play like a 3-over-3 coverage where, this guy's going to take first man out. This guy's going to take first man in, and this guy's going to take whoever's left. Okay, never mind. I think they're playing 3-over-3 with these three, and he's just capping over the top. Yeah, and it just doesn't seem like there's anybody out there.
Yeah, Jamie and Knowles miscommunicate this clearly. I mean,
they cover the same guy, yeah, and they both get
I
caught
think
looking
that-
inside.
I think Knowles is wrong
I
here.
think Jamie's looking to wall the tight end coming inside. He stays vertical, and then I think Knowles is.
I think Knowles has his hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah,
I think he's
it
not
looks like a little
expecting
bit.
this.
Yeah,
And it was a good route.
Yeah, that's just one of those where
it looks
Zay
like
Flowers
it looks like Knowles bites on him to cross, and then he whips it back outside.
right. That's it. So yeah, I think Knowles thinks that this guy's going to run off and Jamie's going to take him, and so he's going to have to follow this shallow route, which Boston College loves doing. And then Zay Flowers is just faster than him.
Yeah, I think he was expecting a pick there or a pick type play with him crossing, and he just gets stuck trying to jump it.
Yeah, good play by Boston College and Zay Flowers. Yeah,
they're allowed to make plays too.
Nice. Who was that?
Pat Payton with nice pressure again.
Havoc.
Yeah, feasting.
Oh,
nice,
God,
nice
he spun him around. Look at that. Oh, man, 67. I've seen some offensive tackles like that for Florida State the past couple of years, man. I know what that looks like. He's having a rough night, 67. It's all right, brother. Go to Dunkin' Donuts or something.
All Dracovic. Hey, we got some all 22. Look at here.
Too much.
Calling out the fat man. Come on. That's uncalled for.
Yeah, well, he technically can't even receive this ball, right? Because there's
he can't. Yeah, he was covered up.
What?
He was covered up.
Was he? Oh, he is covered up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good awareness by Florida State. Also, I think there's numbers regulations on who can catch the ball, regardless of being covered up in college football. Which, I learned about.
Disaster of a play for Boston College.
Oh, here's what we're talking about. You can see kind of why Knowles was kind of thinking what he was thinking. They run that exact play. We just saw them run the twirl route on.
Uh-oh, Adam. Defensive end in coverage. That makes people really mad.
No, whatever.
Wait,
defensive end in coverage? Who's
McClendon. Yeah,
McClendon. They got McClendon and the Joker here.
Yeah.
And Peyton got him by the ankles, man. Right? So close.
Briggs had good pressure again, too.
Should give him a third of a sack for that. Just something. Give him something, man. Kid was working his tail off all night. Yeah, exactly. 0.15 of a sack.
Well, people are going to hate that the ball bounced.
Yeah.
It was just a good punt.
Yeah.
Here's that same jailbreak screen we showed you earlier. They're playing man again. You just block it up and make this guy have to fight through traffic to get to your wide receiver.
They do this one a little bit different because he runs them off and then comes back.
Yeah, they're not in trips, so I guess there's less traffic to run through. So had to get more space somehow.
No, they are in trips. Isn't there a guy down there?
Oh, is there?
It looks like you can see a dude's head, but it might not be. It might just be something on the
good block by Span after the cut inside by Williamson.
Yeah, it's trips.
They've got to have trips. They're just running it with the slot receiver.
Yeah, they're running the slot.
Nice, good job by Span. And right when that kid makes the turn, just so smooth.
I thought he was gone.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that kid's fast.
He's explosive.
Mm-hmm.
He's smooth too.
Good effort by the big boys going down the field. Nice run. Well executed play.
All right, we're at 3rd and 5.
Oh God. Oh, I thought he had it.
A little underthrown by Jordan Travis. It was a great read, though.
They tried to throw the screen and go here. So he shows the tunnel, and then McLean fakes like he's blocking for a second. I don't think he sells it well enough.
I don't think he has to. He's already won here.
Yeah.
He's got a solid step. A better throw here is a touchdown. But also McLean, McLean's got to catch that as well,
Yeah, he does.
What happens here?
I think he's expecting pressure, and he's only throwing off his back foot.
Is the throw okay though?
No.
It looks like Johnny Wilson just gets beat inside. I think this is a bit of a lazy route, to be honest with you. And maybe it's just designed that way, but I think it's also a good play by Boston College.
Yep, they jumped it.
Yep.
Predicting slant, he bites on it. Then you hit him with a slant and go next time around, and you score a touchdown. You know,
Yeah,
it's just how football works. Again on the little twirl route.
Oh God,
he should have been going.
You think so?
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. That's that letter of the law.
I mean, it was been soft,
dude. I'm glad they didn't.
Seen worse.
I have, but that doesn't mean that we should continue to see worse. I'm glad there's a little bit of intent still being regulated in the game.
Great pressure again.
Yeah, so
Vance actually jumps this.
You show a couple of these, and then you drop back, and then one time you don't drop back. Get immediate pressure.
Oh.
And Vance had a great game. I think he's coming along. I think every week I'm more and more impressed by his play.
They threw the ball at him. I think he had like 9 targets on the night.
Yeah, active pass rush too, man. Even if they're not getting it, everybody's got their hands up. Like that's
Jamie impacted this play.
They're playing well coached with a lot of injuries.
My boy out. Oh, he's not playing well.
I would never add him. I know better. I'm not.
Well, I think
over
he
to Iowa and whoop me.
I think Jamie just needs to be involved in the box, and I think they've done that a little bit more this week, and I think you'll see more and more of it in the coming weeks.
Go back and look at that play.
He's an in-box safety.
What does the defensive end do?
Just get beat.
Yeah.
Man.
He blew up a double team.
Was that a read, guys, or was that a straight give?
So they're trying to run ISO.
Yeah, it should just be man blocking.
Yeah, and 79 gets beat across his face.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they're trying to set it up with pass pro, like I don't want to call it a draw because it's not really a draw, but
I don't think he's realistically reading anything here.
Okay. Didn't look like it. Everybody's blocked.
I know this much. You can't get beat across your face.
Yeah. 79 hasn't been having a good game.
And then he blows 71. That kid blows 71 up into the play, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot there anyway, honestly.
What?
There's not a lot there either, honestly. I mean, they bring 5 and they've got 3 more in the box. I mean, they've got you way outnumbered.
They do, but you still have man on man here on the front line, and you're getting
correct. Yeah,
no push.
You hope to get 2.
Yeah, you'd like to see some push there.
I'm with you. I'm with you a little bit, Adam. It looks like it's DOA right from the snap, right?
My man Jazz ain't playing very well.
I mean, you can be outnumbered, but you can still get a push on man-on-man matchups up front, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I'm not talking about the overall success of that play. At most you're getting 2 yards, but like,
yeah, I'm with you, man.
You should get those 2 yards. You should be able to push Boston College backwards.
Then 3rd and 11, tough catch. I don't remember what we do, but I have to think we went for it on 4th down because we're not on like the 15-yard line.
Is this no, it's not this one.
I think Poitier's was right at the end of the half, right? 13. Oh, man.
And this is the 4th and 1 we don't get on down.
So the tunnel screen again. I mean, you just like that play against them being so aggressive on the outside.
Yeah, good productive play.
I think he got a little. Yeah, so they try to run down here and they just get blown up. I mean, he's got a hole to run through, but this backer's just running free. I don't know why Mo didn't go block him.
Yeah, it seems like Mo is just too slow getting to the backer, and the backer does a really good job of getting there. Yeah, you're right.
Guys, Emmanuel gets blown up, and
the hole.
He's running right by him.
Frame.
He's running right by Smith.
I don't think that's Mo's. I don't think that's ever Mo's guy though.
Ah, gotcha.
he's supposed to work up to a linebacker.
Not that one. I believe that's actually Rector's block.
Okay, so
because down, everybody from the guard over blocks down. So you've got so Gibbons is pulling. So you've got Darius blocking down, whoever Biscuit blocking down, Daniel's blocking down, and then Rector blocking down. And you're kicking that last kid on the end of the line.
yeah, and then this guy.
Yeah, he's unblocked. So I think Rector actually screws this up.
Okay. Yeah,
but again, I don't know. Maybe they gave him a sight adjust and he's got a different rule there. But
tough to tell. We don't have the call.
It's also a great play by Boston College's linebacker.
That play looks like a big play. They gave you a good behind the O-line shot, and it looked like a big play if you got him blocked. Man. I think Rector messed that one up.
It's a good response by the defense.
Okay, this is what I want you guys to watch. This is for freshman cornerback. I think he does a great job here. He's in his own drop, sees run, comes up hard, does a good job keeping him in front of him. I don't know. You got to like what you have in AZ.
Absolutely, yeah.
What they don't show here is there was some miscommunication in the secondary before this play. You can see it.
Yeah, they checked to something once they saw this, or if there was
Boston College did a formation shift where
that's
these guys came over
and they checked to something, and AZ went to the middle of the field, and then when they shifted back, then Dent came over and they tried to rotate late.
Which, up 24-0 into the first half. You're working in some young, talented guys. Growing pains, man.
You got Gann out there at linebacker who played surprisingly well. I mean, I think you're getting something out of him. He goes forward. It's a nice play by AZ.
See, there you go.
He's man here, so he's going to chase him. But he's athletic enough to just chase this guy forward.
Yep.
You don't see very often, but he gets there.
Really good recognition.
If he doesn't make the play, though, Gant's there to make a play for a 1-yard loss. I mean, he moves really well.
Yeah,
I like what you have in Gant. I think he's built. I think with another 5-10 pounds, he's built like a modern linebacker.
Yeah,
and he can move.
Oh, that pressure!
Oh, God, that's nice, man. 3rd and 17. Yeah, and it's just one of the buy-in that you've gotten from that kid is just so surprising.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great story. Good for him. Good for Randy Shannon. Good for Adam Fuller. Good for all those guys.
Can we talk about Kalyn Deloach just for a second? I mean, the kid is just...
Please.
We knew he was good at the end of last year, and he's just proving us right week in, week out. And, I mean, look at this. Recognition of the zone. Comes up and he makes a play.
Kev, you know what's interesting? There's a lot of kids that we knew were good at the end of last year, and they have taken even a bigger leap this offseason, this spring, and the development in Tallahassee is real, man. Like it's been, this is nice. God, wouldn't have even sniffed one of those last year. It's a good return. But yeah, the development of kids that we thought were going to be big contributors, they've just exponentially improved coming into this year.
I mean, tell me, is there anybody on this roster who you would say hasn't improved from last season?
Yeah,
that's tough. The
fact that it's a tough answer is a testament to the development.
You'd say maybe Robinson, but a lot of that's maybe how he's been used these past, the first couple games, right? I can't even confidently say that. They all look good.
Such a good throw. I mean, pocket's collapsing. Stand in there. Put 35 yards downfield. Right where it needs to go. I mean, he's just making playing quarterback look easy right now.
That's a great way to put it. This is disgusting. What an absolute just gem of a throw and catch, man, by Kentron. Another, speaking of kids that have been developed, man, we didn't even know if this kid was going to be a factor at all this year, and he's just catching touchdown passes, mossing people at the end of the half to put Florida State up by 31 points.
There's 26 seconds left. Boston College knows you're throwing the football. They're in cover 2 man, which is the coverage you go to if you want to make sure they're not throwing this football. And I mean, like, think about this. I don't remember if he's inside or outside, but
that's him there. It's a slot fade, but he runs a whip to the fade.
And they have safety help over the top.
And then they hold the safety. They hold the safety with a dig.
God, dude, that is just put
it
in the Louvre. Yeah, as that would be. What are you gonna do, man? You're Boston College. Like that plays happened at Florida State so much in the past. That's just hat tip. Great catch. And then phantom, no personal foul. Don't get that. Whatever. The embarrassment's enough, I guess.
So Cam runs a vertical also.
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him there.
So is it an out and up kind of deal?
No, he doesn't run an out and up. He's stopped right there, and he's going to wheel back to it.
Oh, okay.
So you're going to get a vertical out of Cam, a whip vertical out of Kentron, and then you get the dig.
Yeah, it seems like this vertical holds the safety a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they dropped to 1 deep, and they
Plus
have a
you got Johnny on the backside post. He could have thrown to Johnny too, I think.
Well, this deep safety was kind of
he's respecting the hell out of it. Still,
that's why this ends up being so open, is because he had to respect Johnny Wilson so much.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what we're talking about, the Johnny Wilson effect, making everybody else's lives easier. Just a stupid throw.
Just beautiful, man. Strong catch.
You got some big athletes out there making football plays.
Yeah. I mean, look at Florida State's wide receiver room. It's like 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'7".
Yeah.
It helps, especially want to be a vertical team. Hey, best extra point of the night.
That's right.
Good job,
to the uprights. Everybody's clicking. I don't even know how much of you guys want to watch at the second half. It's just Florida State gets we get a bunch of younger guys in, and it's up to you guys. But I think
I'd like to see
was the tail of everything.
I think there's a few Tate snaps I think are worth talking about.
You would, on brand.
Yeah, this linebacker I think gets sucked up a little bit here.
Who's that linebacker that just runs in the back of somebody? Is that Graham or is that Lundy? I think it's Lundy.
Here?
No, that's Gant right there. Yeah,
this is Deloach.
Is it
Gant? Yeah.
Yeah, they still had first team D out. No.
I don't know where Lundy comes from.
Oh, he's on the edge.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think just not the best read by Deloach. I think, places to grow.
Yeah, would have liked to see Dent make the tackle as well, Adam. I think you mentioned that earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then Peyton just right in Jerko's lap.
What a play by McClendon too. From behind, tripping him up. I mean, that saved a first down.
Great play from your younger defensive ends, man, when they got the chance to shine.
Yeah, I think you got to be excited about some of the younger kids, the development we're seeing. I think also in general, last year this game, Florida State didn't look like the bigger team necessarily, the more athletic team necessarily. This year they do. They look bigger and faster than they were last year. I think you're seeing Josh Storm's kind of pay off here.
Just flipped
stupid
it.
Throw. Run into your opposite hand. That was a big conversation point last year.
Great touch. Jordan always has really nice touch on those balls. Oh, God.
Well, it helps they blew the hell out of the coverage.
Well,
yeah,
but
again, it was a great throw.
Yeah.
Put it in a spot he could run with it. Didn't run him out of bounds.
I mean, great.
I think they're playing cover 2 here. It's just that safety can't get over there. And Pokey's just faster.
Oh, man, he's had a great year, too. Talk about another guy who's developed nicely.
He has. He's looked really good. I think you saw flashes of it last season. But like I was saying earlier, just having Pittman, having Johnny Wilson, having every person show out, it just makes life so much easier on the other receivers. All right. We got little trips. All right, what happens here, AB?
What are they trying to run here? Are they running? They're running outside zone. I just think they bring a run blitz and they beat you.
Well, is it a read? I mean, the end stays and plays on Travis. Is it a read?
Yeah, the end. It may be. I don't know.
I think it might be reading this backside end.
But the end stays. So he gives them.
So it's a good read. Yeah, it's a good give.
He gives them a give read. I think they just bring a run blitz and they get you. I mean, you get beat up front. I'm saying that way too often.
2nd and 13.
But as soon as they run counter,
it's great to do this. Like, this is great. They run.
Yeah, but you can't discount that as well. I mean, that's just a great blocked play. I get what you're saying. Like, the consistency's not there, but
yeah, it's a concern.
I think what was happening was they were trying to get outside zone to work, trying to get reps doing outside zone, and I just don't think it was.
God,
I just don't think they were able to block it up.
When Trayshawn puts his foot in the dirt, it's game over.
Man, it's such a tough ask on Brendan Gant.
He does a decent job of it, though. I mean, he doesn't turn him completely loose.
It's just, Zay Flowers.
Hell yeah.
Probably one of the best slot receivers in the country.
Definitely. Ooh, that's horrible to watch.
What?
The slow-mo, it was real choppy.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought you were talking about Darian Jones getting beat on a big route.
No.
He did an all right job on that. It was just a hard route to defend.
Yeah. All right, what did we get there? Run that one back.
Let's see.
We're out gapped.
Yeah, we are.
And then we run into it. Yeah.
That's odd. So the B and C gap aren't filled. So you'd naturally assume that this linebacker is going to fill one of those two. But what's interesting is he kind of flows towards this A gap.
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
So you would think he would naturally go this way towards this open
Jackson's
trying to fight back
Jackson's
towards
doing a nice job against his double team. Yeah, Lundy just kind of runs into A gap.
Yeah, well, there's already noise. I think he might have just been overzealous trying to stop up an interior run.
Yeah. And I mean, look, your safety's there. Your safety makes it for a 1.5 yard gain. So just as a first down or 2 yard gain, whatever.
Yeah, they catch you on a blitz here.
Yeah, McClendon got stuck. Should have just kept going. Keep going, maybe pressure that throw a little bit more. Gets it off target.
Kind of froze a little bit.
They also did some funky stuff. So it's actually, I don't think it's a screen. They catch us in a blitz. They get you with play action. They bluff that counter block. Gets everybody
Kid comes
flowing.
back. Yeah.
And he comes
Good
back.
play. Good play design.
Yeah, that's pretty nifty.
Boston College saved all of their plays for this one drive.
I kind of hope Norvell steals that one.
That was nice.
Hear that, Mike? We know you watch.
There he is.
The Gax.
Toss pass. Dent didn't need to get into him here.
I was curious about this. I guess he
got there early.
Yeah. No, it was PI. He was there early. It's just he didn't need to.
No.
In real time, it looked like this ball bounced off his helmet like 2 yards out of bounds, and I was like, "That's not catchable."
Uncatchable.
I still don't think it would have been a touchdown if he did catch it. It looked like
it would have been a very hard catch.
Whatever.
Trick play by Boston College. Yeah, and once they get down to the 5-yard line, all bets are off. That was a good drive by Boston College. They pulled out some stops, did a trick play, a nice little play action. They got a couple big completions over on Jones. Tip of your hat to them. They pulled together a decent drive.
They threw the kitchen sink on them in Florida State. This is when some of the twos are in. Bethune wasn't in. Jones was seeing a lot of time. I didn't think it was an egregious series by the defense, but you just got caught. You just got caught in some good play calls.
Yeah, and you still made them earn it.
Yeah, good. Hey, dude, tape, right? They scored. What was that? Is that their first touchdown?
Hey,
there's the play.
We weren't sure if this read option was open for Tate Rodemaker. We've heard that he's a decent athlete. We've seen it on like the 3rd and 9 scrambles. He reads this perfectly. I'm glad that he feels comfortable enough to make the correct read here. And once you do that,
the camera didn't even respect him. The cameraman didn't even. That's perfect, man. Great execution, Taters.
I mean, he's not the most athletic guy, but 4.8 speed, maybe. That's enough to respect.
That sounds good to me, Kev. I don't know.
They respect him enough to bring the house.
That is true.
Just getting rid of the ball, no issues.
Little more touch, and he's got that throw.
Yep.
But obviously, very difficult situation.
Well, we saw Tyler Van Dyke miss that throw about 26 times against Middle
We'll
Tennessee
talk about
State.
it. He's a backup now.
I also saw Jake Garcia miss that throw. So.
This was the play I was most impressed with Tate on the night. And then we talked about it on the instant. He kept his head up. There's pressure right at him quick, early, right up the middle. And he does a nice job of climbing. In the past, we'd have seen him crap his pants. The poop literally would have been running down his leg.
Can't have poop.
He had a spot on the ground from it.
That was right. I didn't remember this play.
I was really impressed with this play. This play really stuck out to me of his maturity so far this season.
That's how you know it's a hardcore football podcast. This 3rd and 18 in the third quarter really stuck out in Adam's mind, and for good reason.
Yeah, I mean, you pick up 12 yards. You look pretty good. I think I've seen everything I need to see.
Yeah, we're an hour in, boys. I feel no, I'm good. I don't know about you guys. Benson gets another touchdown. I'm good on it. What about you, Adam? Anything else?
I'm getting sleepy again.
You would? Yeah, your energy levels are low. Dupree was correct. Well, boys, Florida State wins. They dominate. I feel like the thoughts that I have coming in were confirmed. A very impressive, aggressive showing from the defense without Fabian Lovett, without Jared Verse, Pat Payton, McClendon played well. I thought the interior defensive line played a pretty good game, and the linebackers looked solid, better communication in the secondary, all around, really solid performance. And then when Jordan Travis is on, which is basically 80, 85, 90% of the time, Florida State they're a passing team. Mm-hmm. They're a legitimate, one of the most difficult to defend passing teams in the country because of Travis, but then also because the depth of a wide receiver room that was absolutely abysmal last year. My God, dude. It's 1A and 1B, the story of the season. It was great. Very impressed with the whole team performance. Couple hiccups here and there, but it just confirmed what I already knew coming in. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think I totally agree. I think that I think there's some things to be watched on the offensive line, but I do think that they were messing with some stuff. I think you're going to see them be a little bit more. You saw outside zone wasn't working until we came up against Louisville, who was trying to slash through gaps, and we went to it heavier. I think that you'll see. I think they were trying to see if they could get it working against Boston College, and I think that's part of the reason why the offensive line struggled at times. But yeah, I mean, Jordan Travis is every bit what we were saying he was in the offseason. I mean, you got to be excited where this team is. Hopefully they get healthy enough for Wake Forest. Like I said in the instant, you're going to need solid defensive line play if you're gonna keep Wake Forest from scoring the one or two times you're going to need to stop them from scoring if you hope to win that game.
I can't wait to watch your solo video on that, Kev. Are you doing one of those this week?
I will be doing a solo video. It should be coming out Thursday morning. Rain or shine. Breaking down Wake Forest and their offense.
One request from me. I'm interested in what you think is the best way to defend that weirdo like sideshow offense of Wake Forest that is extremely effective and dangerous. I'm interested. I can't wait to watch that video. So guys, take a look on that X's and O's YouTube channel. Adam, anything else you want to add? Did you feel that your concerns about the offensive line, did you feel like those got assuaged a little bit, or do you still feel that that's a concern, or do you kind of agree with Kevin's point? They seem to be tinkering a little bit, and when they did run kind of the bread and butter, like some of the pullers, like it looked pretty good to me.
Yeah, no, I have concerns about the offensive line.
Still, okay.
Specifically, Jazz Turnantine. What he's doing over there has got to be a concern for everybody. He's not playing at a high enough level consistently. Like I said, his highs are really high. His lows are god awful, and that's going to get you beat in some of these higher level games that they're going to play moving forward. I agree. I thought at 21-0, they pared back the offensive game plan. They went really, really basic, started to try to work on some things. That certainly played an impact in some of the success with the run game. But I don't think it's consistent enough. Ended with 180 yards. It had to come on chunk plays. Obviously, those chunk plays count, but you need to be consistent. That's what Mike Norvell preaches all the time. Consistency. The run game's not consistent. So, yes, it remains a concern for me, mainly because of the play of your right tackle right now. And it's not all on him. We pointed out Wyatt Rector potentially missing a block, or Maurice Smith. We're not sure. On a 4th and 1, you can't have that. 4th and 1, you've got to be locked in making plays, and it didn't happen. So, you're still worried about that. Secondary, I think, is getting better, getting Duke Cooper healthy. He looked good again, and that's going to be needed. He's going to be needed to defend A.T. Perry and these wide receivers for Wake Forest, and then getting into Clemson and NC State. So, I still feel really good about this team. I think they're really good as long as Jordan's healthy and these wide receivers continue to make plays on game day. I think that they can score with anybody. I like this football team. It's a good team.
So, AB, I have a question for you, and it's one that I'm sure we'll get in the comments if I don't ask it here. Do you think we'll see more Armella as the season goes on, or do you think he's going to be kept in the back pocket?
He's not ready.
Cool.
Game looked a little too fast for him.
Cool. Glad we cleared that up.
Well, yeah, with a bullet,
he's going to be good. I mean, you can see the potential that's there.
Sure, but dude, he's true freshman tackle, man. He's not supposed to be playing right now.
Fast for him. He doesn't quite have the ass for it yet either.
However, I appreciate you. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, that aside, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the critical eye to it, because this is a team that's now 4-0. They're ranked in the AP poll for the first time in, I think preseason 2018, before that Virginia Tech game. I'll never mention it again. I apologize. It's like, this is a team with high aspirations.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a team that legitimately could do some very special things this season. Nobody had them at 4-0 in this point preseason. I sure didn't. So it was a great game. They dominated. They punched BC right in the face, but there are some things that they can work on, which is also extremely positive, because this team has not hit their ceiling, especially they're not even fully healthy yet. So we'll see what happens with the Hurricane. We'll see if we play Wake Forest. If we do, is it just a slop fest? I have no idea. Does it get postponed? Obviously, go to Knowles 24/7, sign up, blah, 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 blah. I'm sure there's something % off. It's the best website in the entire world. Don't worry about it. It's well worth your money. Plus, you get Paramount Plus, John Dutton rules, Beth Dutton rules. It's awesome. Just sign up for it. So we'll be there with you every step of the way. Anything else you guys want to say before we get out of here?
No, I think what you were kind of getting at there, we have to watch the film with a little different eye now, though.
Yeah.
Because in the years past, it was, this doesn't look right, that doesn't look right. And it was a multitude of things on every play. Now we're trying to really pick the fine-tooth comb, like, this guy's making this mistake. Yeah, it may have been a 4-yard gain or a 5-yard gain, but it could have been this had this guy done his job, or consistently, finding those things. So I don't want to come off negative, because it was great. No. They scored 44 points and they blew them out, and they did exactly what they should have done. But as the standard for the team changes, so too does our standard for our film review.
Absolutely. And any Yahoo on Tennessee Street, drunk off Gumby's pizza and cheap beer, can tell you that 44-14 is good, but that's not what you deserve here on the Triple Option. You guys deserve the best. And gosh darn it, dadgummit, we're going to give you the best, and we're going to give it to you every week because you are a fan of a 4-0 football team. So, guys, thank you. This was the Triple Option. We will be here. Kev's got his solo preview, a whole bunch of stuff on Knowles 247. Subscribe to the X's
Null Thy Enemy.
Null Thy Enemy. Yeah, me and Dane. Dane carries that one too. I'm just window dressing. So, yeah, check that out. There's a whole bunch of great stuff. Knowles 24/7 YouTube, the X's and Knowles YouTube. Just subscribe to them both. Subscribe to the On the Bench podcast feed, and we will see you guys soon. 4-0 Knowles. Keep on chopping, baby.